Buckle up for this one, folks, because this is some disturbing information, but I thought I'd let you guys all in on a little something. Now, what's happening in Tampa is downright terrifying. Tampa, Florida, the one that's going through this insane hurricane, is on a fast track to becoming the first 15-minute city under the so-called Tampa Moves plan. So there it is on tampa.gov website. Tampa Moves. Okay, so it's an acronym: Mobility, Opportunity, Vision, Equity, and Safety. Okay? Implement strategic transit projects, reinvent urban parking, enhance neighborhood engagement, yada, 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 yada. Just know they always try to make this colorful so that they can allure you into thinking this is actually a good idea. Think again. Now, on this other website, shows and shares why Florida needs to promote and encourage these 15-minute city concepts. Boom. And that's right, folks. Tampa, one of the largest cities in Florida, is about to be transformed into a dystopian experiment where everything is within 15 minutes away. But don't be fooled. This has nothing to do with convenience. Okay? In fact, this has everything to do with control. Now, here is the kicker. Guess who's behind all of this? That's right, Bill Gates. Bill freaking Gates. Now, Billy Boy owns 40 acres. Yep, Bill Gates owns 40 acres of waterfront property in Tampa through an investment fund. Now let that sink in. The same guy who's been buying up farmland and pushing all these vaccine agendas is now behind a 15-minute city agenda. Boom. This isn't some conspiracy, by the way. Nope, not a conspiracy theory, because it's happening. And Tampa is just the beginning. Portland, Oregon, Portland, Maine are next on the hit list. This should terrify you guys. What do you think the government can do if everybody is confined to a 15-minute traveling space? I don't know about you, but that makes me feel claustrophobic. While Tampa prepares for this radical transformation, guess what else is happening? Well, that hurricane, a Category 4, soon to be and potentially can be a Category 5 hurricane that's barreling down the city. Mayor Jane Castor has already issued a pretty scary, blunt warning: get out now or die. Yeah, either you leave or you die. That's how bad this storm is. Can you imagine the leader of your town telling you to get out of your house, leave everything behind, possibly, and if not, you die? This unprecedented storm has the potential to raise water levels up to 15 feet. It will obliterate anything in its wake. This is absolutely the largest storm in modern day history. In any time in the last, anytime I've been alive, anytime in the last 100 years. But in the meantime, they're planning for a 15-minute city. Do these guys have anything else freaking better to do? Now, meanwhile, the U.S. Air Force flew through the storm and confirmed that it's strengthening. Yeah, that hurricane is strengthening. This thing could hit Category 5 shortly, but no one can say for sure. All we know that it's insanely devastating, and people are scrambling to get the hell out with wall-to-wall traffic, and every exit is being blocked. I mean, not intentionally, but unintentionally, because everyone's trying to get the hell out of there. Water sewer systems are being shut down, and cities like Orlando are lowering their river levels to prepare for the worst. This is biblical, guys. This is the worst thing. I mean, it's just scary. I feel bad for everybody there. How could you not? And likely everyone's going to lose everything. How could you not? Now, here's an interesting story to the whole thing. Kamala Harris thinks she can just swoop in like some sort of paratrooper and pretend that she's in charge of everything.
Has no role in this process. All the storms I've dealt with under this administration, although I've worked well with the president, she's trying to inject herself into this because of her political campaign.
She's trying to act like she's leading the response to the storm, which is absolute trash. That woman is absolute trash. But guess what? Nobody is really buying it. Everybody knows this is political theater. Everybody knows that she's just pulling a stunt. Everybody knows that the governor has already reached out. You think he didn't? Of course he has. It's absolute chaos, folks. While we are staring down one of the worst hurricanes in modern day history, the people running the country are too busy fighting over who gets to wear the hero cape. We've got VP Camel Toe Harris trying to insert herself in every situation, but the Biden camp isn't having it. Check out this post from one of the White House officials. So Jack Posobiec writes on X, there was a physical altercation between Jill and Kamala's staffers in the White House after Joe's press room last week began with accusations that Bidens were undermining Kamala deliberately, per White House officials. Yes, there was potentially some fist fighting going on, but whatever it was physical altercation. So there is clearly a divide between Camel Toe and Dementia Joe. So simply, they aren't letting her. The whole thing stinks, reeks of political gamesmanship while real people's lives are at stake. Gosh, that pisses me off. So it doesn't end there. Ron DeSantis isn't having it. He's not taking Harris's calls. And how can you blame him, right? Harris, in the meantime, is playing politics with this storm, calling Ron DeSantis and pretending that she's running FEMA. Meanwhile, the Biden team is already on the phone with Ron, telling him this is what we can do to help the situation and making sure that Florida gets what they need. That Floridians are getting what they need. So clearly, Harris is being sidelined. And for good reason. She has no authority there. So DeSantis isn't falling for it. He's like, nope, I don't have time for you. But she's on TV trying to make it sound like, I'm getting snubbed and Ron's not picking up my phone calls, Harris claims. No one has time for your BS while all of this is going down. The whole mess is bigger, though, than just this hurricane. Tampa is in the crosshairs of both a natural disaster and freaking corporate takeover. While the city faces life-threatening floods, the powers that be are using this crisis to push this insanely ridiculous 15-minute city agenda with none other than Bill frickin' Gates. Yeah, this a-hole. This is the dude who's pulling the strings behind this 15-minute city agenda. Make no mistake about that. It is an absolute nightmare unfolding right in front of us, and it's not about weather, although rather weather plays a large part of it. but it's mainly about control, and it's mainly about politics, and it's even more so about who of these clowns get to hold the power. This is all about power. And people need to be aware of what's going on. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it. And I hope you are too. So your job is to share the video to make sure people are aware about what's going on. And who knows? Maybe it is geoengineering. Maybe this was orchestrated precisely to ensure that certain people are in power. Please leave a comment down below and tell me what your thoughts are, because as far as I'm concerned, you couldn't have convinced me otherwise that it is about control and it is likely rigged. So don't just sit around and watch whatever's happening, just be. Share what's going on, leave a comment below, and let's get involved with the topic so that more people are aware and know what's going on, because there's no better time than to act now and let others know the BS that Washington is putting the American people through. Enough is enough.